back here in Gregory, South Dakota at the State B American Legion, Senior Legion first round. We have Dell Rapids, the visiting team, versus Vermillion, who will be the home team on the scoreboard. Right now we're going through starting lineups. Starting lineups for Dell Rapids: number 1, playing center field, Braden Pankinen. Number 24, Jack Henry, doing the pitching. Number 15, Dylan Mathis in right field. Number 14, Will Jayton, at shortstop. Excuse me if I butcher some names. I'm sorry about that. Number 8, C.J. Smith at second base. Number 9, Trice Eastman at doing the catching. Number 4, Aiden Beckler at third base. Number 42, Joe Rechtenbaugh playing first base. And number 6, Mason Stubby in left field. And Dell Rapids is coached by Danny Miller. And now you will see the starting lineup for Vermillion. Post 1 being introduced. Number 2, Willis Robertson, will be playing second base. Batting second, number 5, Connor Saunders, will be playing third base. Batting third, number 1, Jack Kratz, will be playing shortstop. The left fielder, Charlie Ward, will play right field. Number 11, TJ Tracy, will be doing the catching. Number 8, Jake Jensen, will be pitching. Number 2, Ben Burbach, will be playing left field. Number 12, Clayton Sorensen, will be playing first base. Number 16, Reese Profrock, playing center field. And Vermillion Post 1 is coached by Tom Heisinger. This will be the first game of the second session tonight. Our final game of this session will feature Platte Geddes and Gregory County. Looks like lineup cards will be exchanged here before we get underway. Vermillion will be the home team, and Dell Rapids will be the visitors, and they will bat first. Dell Rapids comes into the state tournament with a 21-10 record. Vermillion enters the state tournament with an 18-9 record. From what I understand, these teams have faced each other one time this year, and Dell Rapids came out a winner 1-0, so it must have been a great ball game. Dell Rapids also won the high school state championship, so they are looking to go back-to-back this year in baseball. Again, to set the lineup for Vermillion, doing the pitching, Jake Jensen. Doing the catching, T.J. Tracy. At first base, Clayton Sorensen. Second base, Willis Robertson. At third base, Connor Saunders. Jack Kratz at short. Ben Burbach in left field. Reese Profrock in center. And Charlie Ward in right field. Throw goes down to second base. And our leadoff batter, Braden Pankinen, steps in for pitch number 1. Strike 1. Count goes 0-1 on Pankinen. Pankinen hits a sharp grounder to the shortstop. Throw goes wide at first base. Pankinen reaches on an error. So that leaves Pankinen at first base on the error. And Jack Henry, the pitcher, will step into the batter's box. That first pitch goes low for ball 1. That pitch stays high and outside for ball 2. Count goes to 2-0 on Jack Henry, the Dell Rapids pitcher. And Henry lines one past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. Pankinen will stay on second base, so Dells will have runners on first and second. It will bring up the number 3 hitter, Dylan Mathis, the right fielder. That pitch by Jensen stays inside on Mathis. Mathis hits a pop fly to the center fielder. It keeps carrying. It carries and bounces off the base of the fence. The center fielder picks it up, hits the relay at shortstop, and the throw is late coming into home. Pankinen scores, and Henry will end up at third base off the single from Mathis. So Dells with runners on first and third. Shortstop, number 14, Will Jayton, will be up to bat. Jensen's pitch is a strike right down the middle for 0-1 count. Jensen, the big lefty on the mound. Left-handers usually have a pretty good pickoff move to first base, and he just wanted to keep Mathis close over there at first. Curveball finds the outside corner for a strike. Count goes 0-2 on Smith. Smith hits a soft pop fly to first base. First baseman takes it for the out. Out number 1. Now stepping into bat for Dell Rapids, second baseman C.J. Smith. Runners on first and third. C.J. squares the bunt. C.J. Smith squared the bunt, let it go. Catcher threw down to first base to See if you could pick off the guy at first and the runner at third scored. So Dell Rapids leads 2-0. So Mathis at first base with Smith up to bat. Smith hits a hard shot between the first baseman, the third baseman, and the shortstop to left field for a base hit. Puts runners on first and second with one out. With number 9, Trice Eastman, coming up to the plate. Eastman swings at the first pitch for strike one. Pitch from Jensen's catches the inside part of the plate. Eastman swings, fouls it off down the third baseline. Count goes 0-2. That pitch from Jensen stays high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter, Eastman, the catcher for Dell Rapids. Again, that ball stays high and outside as well. Count goes 2-2. Again for Dell Rapids, runners on first and second with one out. Jensen's pitch gets hit by Eastman. Fly ball out to the left fielder. He catches it for out number 2. And with runners on first and second, number 4 for Dell Rapids, the third baseman, Aiden Beckler. We'll see if he can get that run in from second base. Takes the first pitch high. And Jensen delivers a strike, which evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lefty delivers strike number 2, so 1 ball, 2 strikes on Beckler, the Dell Rapids third baseman. Beckler hits a ground ball fielded by the pitcher in front of the third baseman. He wheels and throws to first, and Beckler beat it out. I don't know if he could have flipped it to third base and got that out or not, but tough play for the pitcher. So that loads the bases for Dell Rapids. For number 42, Joe Rechtenbaugh, the Dell Rapids first baseman, he lines one foul down the third baseline. Comes the pitch. Rechtenbaugh hits a fly ball to the center fielder. Center fielder makes the catch for out number 3. The ball's really carrying tonight, so we might see some home runs get hit here. The wind's blowing out a little bit. So after a half an inning, we've got Dell Rapids leading Vermillion 2-0.
Sure if we're doing ads or not.
We can, if you can do them, but do you need the...
I don't need that.
Feel more confident and in control of your financial life. Ameriprise advisors can work with you to provide personalized, goal-based advice based on your short and long-term goals. Plus, you can track your investments and financial solutions with our digital tools and regular meetings. Call John Pokup at 1-800-713-9160 to see the multiple ways I can help you on your...
The spirit of cooperation has always been a part of farming and ranching. Today, that spirit is alive and well at your local co-op, which supplies its valued members with the opportunity to grow and be profitable. For as long as people have been farming, they have always understood the benefit of working together. Your cooperative, local, loyal, trusted by generations. Rosebud Farmers Union is a proud supporter of all area youth and the Gregory Guerrillas. Stop by Rosebud Farmers Union Co-op in Gregory or Fairfax today for all of your farming needs.
All right, to lead off the bottom of the second inning for Vermillion post 1 is the second baseman, number 2, Willis Robertson. Got Jack Henry's first pitch, high and inside. And the second pitch from Henry stays outside for 2-0 count. Battery for Dell Rapids, Jack Henry, number 24, doing the pitching. Trice Eastman doing the catching. Third pitch is high and outside. So the count goes to 3-0. And Henry's fourth pitch stays outside as well, and he walks Robertson on 4 straight pitches. So with the runner on first base, third baseman for Vermillion, number 5, Connor Saunders, steps into the batter's box. Henry delivers, pitch stays high. That's 5 straight balls for Henry to start off the game. Probably not the way he wanted to start off the game from the mound, but I know he's good enough. He'll settle in. 1-0 pitch stays outside for ball 2 to Saunders, Vermillion third baseman. That pitch is a strike. Counts 2-1 on the batter Saunders. Leadoff man for Vermillion's on first base, Willis Robertson. Saunders hits a high fly ball to left field. The left fielder camps under it. Catches the ball for out number 1. As I mentioned before we went to break, the wind's blowing out here in Gregory, and the ball seems to be carrying a little bit tonight. So if somebody gets into one, it's got a chance to go out. Got 1 out for Vermillion, runner on first base. Shortstop Jack Kratz steps in, takes ball 1. Runner takes off, steals second base. He's going to try to get to third base on a high throw. Center fielder was backing up that throw, and just like you're supposed to, threw it to third base a little bit late. So Vermillion's in position to score here with Robertson on third base on the error from the catcher. That pitch stays outside to Jack Kratz. Count goes to 3-0. That's a strike call. Count goes 3-1 to the Vermillion shortstop. Kratz hits a ground ball to the shortstop. who makes a nice grab and tries to cut the runner out at home, and just a little bit low, and the catcher couldn't come up with it, and Robertson scores on the fielder's choice. So it's a 2-1 ball game. Vermillion with a runner on first base, Jack Kratz, and that brings up Charlie Ward, the right fielder for Vermillion. I'm sure all of the Legion baseball fans out there understand that their pitch count is a big thing, and trying to monitor the number of pitches pitchers throw. They can only throw a certain number of pitches in a game and in the tournament. I don't have those numbers offhand. I can't tell you what they are, but every pitch matters at this level, just for player safety. So we got ball 1 on Ward, so the count goes to 1-1. The catcher throws down to first base. Kratz is back in time. The pitch from Henry. Ward hits a fly ball into shallow right field, and the right fielder comes in and makes a nice sliding catch. Tries to double off the runner at first base, but Kratz makes it back in time. So we have 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. TJ Tracy, the Vermillion catcher, steps in with Jack Kratz on first base. First pitch to Tracy stays up high for ball 1. Runner at first takes off, and catcher throws him out at second base for out number 3. Catcher got a high pitch. He was already coming up to get it, fired a strike down to second base, and really Kratz didn't have a chance. So after 1 inning complete, we have Dell Rapids 2 and Vermillion Post 1. We will take a quick commercial break and be back shortly.
The Office Product Center started doing business in 1981 and will be celebrating 40 years of business in October. They service and sell manual typewriters, admin machines, hand crank cash registers, and duplicators. They also service and sell connected copiers, printers, scanners, office supplies, and office furniture. Over the past 40 years, they've adopted and educated themselves to today's technology, and they support local students in all of their activities. They want to thank you for allowing them to be a part of your past and look forward to working with you in the future.
Well, it finally...
Welcome back to Gregory for the second inning, the top inning, top of the second, between Vermillion and Dell Rapids. Dell Rapids leads this game 2-1. Jake Jensen finishing up his warm-up tosses for Vermillion. Runner goes down to second, or the throw goes down to second base, and we will start the second inning with the left fielder for Dell Rapids, number 6, Mason Stubby. First pitch from Jensen stays high and outside for ball 1. Second pitch is in there for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. For those of you not familiar with the Gregory baseball field, you can see on the camera that the outfield parking is a huge draw as Jensen delivers strike number 2, count number 2. Again, several people will line the outfield fences, and I would imagine it will fill in even more as the host team, Gregory, gets set to play Platte Geddes. Platte Geddes just 40 miles away. Jake Jensen fires in strike number 3 to strike out Mason Stubby for out number 1. That'll bring up leadoff batter for Dell Rapids, Braden Pankinen, the center fielder. Good crowd here for this game. Had a good crowd here this afternoon as Pankinen takes ball 1. Pankinen hits a high pop fly. Shortstop is going to be camping, and he catches it for out number 2. Again, we had a good crowd for the morning session, which saw Winter Cologne defeat Humboldt-Hartford 8-7 in a great ball game. Kind of went back and forth. And the morning session finished off with, we'll just hang on a second as strike 1 is delivered. Redfield defeated Millbank in the second game of the tournament. Jack Henry, the pitcher, hits a ground ball to the third baseman, who throws across diamond for out number 3. And that will send Dell Rapids down in order after 1.5. Dell Rapids 2, Vermillion 1. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Happened, Zachary? Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
Your she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shear?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Welcome you back to the Gregory City Ballpark for the State B Senior American Legion baseball tournament. We're going to the bottom of the second inning. Dell Rapids leads Vermillion 2-1. Jack Henry just finishing up his warm-up pitches.
2-1, Dell Rapids leads it over Vermillion posted 1. Well, both pitchers had to go through.
Had a beautiful day here in Gregory so far. Got a little warm this afternoon, but nothing too unbearable. As we head into this evening session, it'll cool off a little bit, but you can't get much better baseball weather than this. So here we go, back to play. TJ Tracy, who was batting in the top of the inning when the runner was caught stealing, takes strike 1 to lead off the bottom of the second inning for Vermillion. Tracy swings and misses for strike number 2. Count is 0-2. Jack Henry set to deliver. Tracy looks like he swings that one a little bit high, but either way, strike number 3 for out number 1. Brings up the pitcher for Vermillion, Jake Jensen. Jake takes the first pitch just outside for ball 1. Second pitch stays down for ball 2. 2-0 for the Vermillion pitcher, Jake Jensen. Pitch stays outside for ball 3. 3-0. Jack Henry hasn't really settled in yet, but I'm guessing he will. As Jensen takes ball 4. Brings up the left fielder for Vermillion, number 22, Ben Burbach. Jake Jensen, the Vermillion pitcher, is on first base with a walk. Burbach steps in. Pitch number 1 stays outside to Burbach. Henry delivers, ball stays high and inside. For ball 2 to Burbach. That's 6 balls in a row by Henry. Third pitch comes in, stays high and outside. Ball count goes to 3-0. That's 8 straight balls by Henry. Brings up the number 8 hitter for Vermillion, first baseman Clayton Sorensen. Looks like we're going to have a mound visit here by Coach Danny Miller. Probably just wants to talk to Jack and try to settle him down a little bit. Again, a great crowd here in Gregory. Looks like Coach Miller is going to leave Jack into pitch. Again, probably just wanted to come out and try to calm some nerves and settle him down a little bit. All right, after the mound visit, again we'll have number 8 hitter for Vermillion, first baseman Clayton Sorensen, stepping into the batter's box. He's a lefty. Pitch comes in, just like Coach Miller told him to do, throw a strike, and he delivers. Again, with Vermillion with runners on first and second. Jake Jensen on second, Ben Burbach on first. Sorensen squares the bunt and pulls back, leaves it high and outside for ball number 1. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Got 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Squares again. This time he bunts it foul down the third baseline. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Typically you don't see a hitter try to bunt with 3 strikes here, but you can't say it never happens. So Henry with a 1-2 count. Comes the pitch, curveball, stays in the dirt. Count goes to 2-2. Great stop by the catcher. If that ball gets by the catcher, Vermillion's got runners on second and third. So great job keeping those runners at first and second. Henry fakes a pickoff move back to second base. Just keeping the guy honest, I think. Pitch comes in. Sorensen swings right through it for strike 3. 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Number 9 hitter steps in to bat, number 16, Reese Profrock, the Vermillion center fielder. That first pitch from Henry stays up high for ball 1. Henry delivers for ball 2. Must have been just low and outside. 2-0 on the batter, Profrock. Vermillion center fielder. That pitch stays outside. Count goes to 3-0. "3-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner for strike one. 3 balls, 1 strike on the batter Profrock. He swings and misses for strike 2. Got a full count. Runners will probably be on the move here on the pitch with full count and 2 outs. And there they go. And Profrock takes ball 4, draws the walk. All of the base runners for Vermillion have reached base this inning via the walk. And that will bring up the leadoff hitter for Vermillion, Willis Robertson, the second baseman. Henry's first pitch stays up high for ball 1. Again, bases loaded for Vermillion. Second pitch comes in, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Robertson. That pitch stays outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, bases loaded. Vermillion to look to add on some runs here. Ball stays low. 3 balls and 1 strike from Henry. Robertson probably thinking 1 pitch, 1 spot. Again, full count on Robertson. Bases loaded, runners will be on the move here on the pitch. And there they go. And that pitch stays outside for ball 4. Again, every runner for Vermillion this inning has reached via the walk. And the bases are loaded, and Coach Danny Miller is going to make a pitching change. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
We're back here in Gregory. Looks like Braden Pankinen is going to be the new pitcher for Dell Rapids. He'll be relieving starter Jack Henry. Looks like Henry's going to go to shortstop. CJ Smith moved from second base over to first base. First baseman Joe Rechtenbaugh, I believe, is going to move to right field. Again, Braden Pankinen taking his warm-up pitches in relief. He'll inherit bases loaded in the bottom of the second inning. And it looks like another change. Number 14, Will Jayton, will move from shortstop to second base. Again, I don't have all the pitch count rules in front of me. You stay under a certain number of pitches, you can come back in the next day or two. I don't know those rules right off the top of my head. But coach has got to be wary of pitch counts throughout the whole tournament. So, Jack Henry struggled a little bit. Coach Miller made the change, and we'll see if Braden Pankinen can come in and get the job done in relief for Dell Rapids. So that's going to bring up Connor Saunders, the Vermillion third baseman, with the bases loaded. First pitch from Pankinen is a strike. Again, Ben Burbach's on third base. Reese Profrock is the runner on second, and Willis Robertson is on first base for Vermillion. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. Second pitch from Pankinen comes in, and Saunders pops it out foul, out of play behind the first base dugout, or first base dugout. Count goes 0-2. We'll see if Pankinen can make a pitch here and get them out of the inning. Saunders hits a high fly ball foul down the third baseline. Saunders kind of got into that one a little bit, but it was foul. So it brings us back to 0-2. As Saunders steps in. Again, bases loaded. 2-2 ball game, bottom of the second inning. For those of you that just tuned in. Pitch from Pankinen stays outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on batter Saunders, the Vermillion third baseman. Pankinen in the windup wants a timeout. Wants to visit with his catcher about some signs, it looks like. It appears this game's going to be a tight game, so I just want to make sure they're all on the same page and don't want to cross up the catcher if he thinks something's coming and he doesn't get that pitch. So just making sure they're on the same page. Pankinen toes the rubber again. Working out of the windup. Got 1 ball, 2 strikes. Saunders hits a line drive out to center field. That's going to score 2 runs for Vermillion. So Saunders collects 2 RBIs on the single to center field. Moves Profrock and Burbach across. And Robertson goes to third base. So Connor Saunders on first base, Willis Robertson on third base. For number 3 batter, Jack Kratz, a shortstop for Vermillion. Kratz takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. And Pankinen, another lefty for Dell Rapids. Kratz hits a pop fly to shortstop. Shortstop stays underneath of it, catches it for out number 3. Vermillion scores 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning to take a 4-2 lead over Dell Rapids. We will take a 30-second break, and we will be back shortly.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you are ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Welcome back to Gregory City Ballpark for the top of the third inning between Dell Rapids and Vermillion. Leading off for Dell Rapids will be the right not. I don't think Dylan's playing right field anymore, but Dylan Mathis, number 15 for Dell Rapids.
Back here to start the third inning. Vermillion post 1 leads it over Dell Rapids post.
Yep, I believe Dylan is now playing left field for Dell Rapids. So a lot of position changes last inning when they made the pitching change. Jake Jensen toes the rubber for pitch number 1, the lefty. And Dylan Mathis hits a hard ground ball to the third baseman, makes a great play, throws to first base for out number 1. So with 1 out in the top of the third inning, Dell Rapids second baseman, number 14, Jayton will step in. Jake Jensen offers inside for ball 1. So 1-0 on the batter. Jayden hits a soft ground ball taken by the shortstop. Shortstop throws it wide of the first baseman. So Jayden will reach on the air and advance to second base. Again, soft ground ball right over the pitcher's head. Shortstop for Vermillion, Jack Kratz, made a nice play on it, just threw it wide of first base, and Jayton ends up at second base. CJ Smith now up to bat for Dell Rapids. He's now playing first base for Dell Rapids. Lines 1 foul down the third base line. Jensen with the pitch, foul ball, back to the screen. Count goes 0-2 on the batter, Smith. Again, Jake Jensen, big lefty from Vermillion, set to deliver. Ball stays just outside. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Want to give credit to our Burke and Gregory Little Leaguers. They are retrieving our foul balls here throughout the state tournament. Anything that comes back to the screen stays in play. They will hustle on out there and speed up play a little bit. So Jensen's pitch stays high. Count goes to 2-2 on CJ Smith, the Dell Rapids first baseman. Jensen delivers, ground ball to third. Third baseman kind of rolled up on his chest and bobbled it, and he makes a wide throw to first base. And CJ Smith reaches on an error. Jayden ends up at third base, Smith at second. So with 1 out in the top of the third inning, Dell Rapids is in business with runners on second and third. And Trice Eastman, the Dell's catcher, up to bat. Looks like Vermillion's going to play the infield in to cut down the run. Again, they're thinking not many runs are going to be scored in this game, so going to try to cut down one if they can. Got a swing and a miss from Eastman for strike 1. Eastman gets hit by the pitch. Got a dead ball, and bases will be loaded. So Jayton on third base, CJ Smith on second, and now Eastman on first base for Aiden Beckler, the Dell Rapids third baseman. Beckler takes it for strike number 1. Jensen gets ready to deliver. Beckler swings and misses for strike 2. Count goes to 0-2. Still have 1 out. Top of the 3rd inning. Bases are loaded for Dell Rapids with Aiden Beckler at the plate. Beckler hits a pop fly, which is going to be out of play down the right field line. All the ball shaggers are hustling after that foul ball to retrieve their dollar. Count stays at 0-2 for the batter Beckler. With bases loaded, Jensen ready to deliver. Ground ball goes to third baseman, who steps on his bag, fires over to first, but didn't really have a shot at getting the runner at first. Dell Rapids scores 1 run on the fielder's choice. So Eastman's on third, Beckler on first, and Vermillion just wants to visit real quick. Just a quick player visit. No coach out there, so this does not count. Actually, Coach Heisinger is out there. That's my fault. I think they just wanted to make sure everybody again was on the same page. I don't know if they're going to make a change or not. I think they're maybe checking on pitch count. All right, looks like they're going to leave Jensen in the ball game. Again, maybe that meeting was just about to talk about what they're going to do here with 2 outs. Your obvious play is to take the force out either at first or second. But with runners on first and third, Dells might have a little trick up their sleeve with maybe sending the runner early or delayed steal, but they just want to make sure they're on the same page. So Jensen set to pitch. Dells looks to be really aggressive on the throw to first base. That the runner at third base, Eastman, was coming down the line. So if he feels like he can score, looks like he might try to score on that. Again, just another thing for Vermillion to worry about here as pitch number 1 comes in for strike 1. Again, runners on first and third for Dells. Yep, it looked like that's what was going to happen the first time Jensen picked over to first base. Pickoff move happened. He committed, and Eastman was able to score on the pickoff move. As a baseball coach, I like that play. Don't see it a whole lot. You got to have the right combination with some speed on third base, and the timing's got to be right. So credit to Dell Rapids for executing that play on offense. Got an 0-1 count to Joe Rechtenbaugh, who fouls one straight back. Count goes to 0-2 with 2 outs. Aiden Beckler is on second base. You would think a base hit would score a run, but just never know. Rechtenbaugh hits a ground ball down the third base line, fielded by the third baseman right over the bag. Makes a throw to first base. I think Rechtenbaugh was going to beat that out for a base hit, and on the throw, Beckler comes home to score to give Dell Rapids a 5-4 lead. Again, good base running from Dell Rapids, and you know that can make a huge difference in close games. So, number 9 hitter now, Mason Stubby. Count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Runner on first base is Joe Rechtenbaugh for Dell Rapids. And Jensen's pitch is fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Bottom of the top of the third inning. My fault. Stubby takes the strike for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch stayed high. 2 balls, 2 strikes on your batter, Mason Stubby, the Dell Rapids left fielder. Sorry, Dell Rapids, I believe he's a center fielder now. And he takes strike number 3 to end the inning. So Dell Rapids gets 3 runs on, looks like I've got 1 base hit. And takes a 5-4 lead, and we'll take a quick 30-second break and come right back here.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We hope you are all enjoying this.
All right, we're back here live from the Gregory City Ballpark at the State B Senior Legion Baseball Tournament. Again, we have a great crowd on hand for Dell Rapids and Vermillion. Expecting a huge crowd tonight for Platte, Geddes, and Gregory, 2 teams in the nightcap that are very familiar with one another. Set the stage or to recap this game a little bit, Dell Rapids got 2 runs in the first inning, then went down 1-2-3 in the second, but came back in 3 runs in the top of the third to take a 5-4 lead. Battery for Dell Rapids now is Braden Pankinen doing the pitching and Trice Eastman still catching. Throw goes down to second base, and we will start the bottom of the third with the Vermillion right fielder, Charlie Ward. Number 7, Charlie Ward, steps in. Awaits the first pitch from Pankinen. Pitch stays down and outside for ball 1. Again, pitch count is something that the coaches have to pay close attention to in the region and the state tournament. As Ward takes strike number 1. Count goes 1-1. Pankinen's pitch. Charlie Ward hits a line drive out to the center fielder, who makes a diving catch for out number 1. What a great play by the center fielder for Dell Rapids. I believe that's Mason Stubby now. Excellent play. So with 1 out in the bottom of the third inning, TJ Tracy will step into the batter's box. TJ is the Vermillion catcher. Pankinen toes the rubber for pitch 1. And Tracy fouls it back for strike 1. Oh, 1 the count to Tracy. Pankinen's pitch stays inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. A 1-1 pitch here. Tracy watches that high and outside. Got 2 balls and 1 strike. Tracy hits a sharp ground ball down to third baseman. Third baseman can't handle. That's a tough play. It's a backhand play. And can't come up with it. So Tracy will reach first base on the base hit. And Jake Jensen, the Vermillion pitcher, will step up with 1 out and runner on first base. And Jake Jensen, the big lefty, throwing a nice ball game for Vermillion so far. Pankinen picks over to first base. Tracy's back in time. Again, 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lefty fouls 1 straight back for strike 1. Counts 0-1 on your batter, Jake Jensen, the Vermillion pitcher. Pankinen delivers. Ball stays down and inside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, TJ Tracy, the runner on first base. Jake Jensen, the batter for Vermillion. Jensen swings and misses for strike 2. Again, Vermillion with the red, white, and blue striped and stars and stripes tops, and Dell Rapids with the light blues on. Pankinen set. Jensen hits a ground ball to the second baseman. Second baseman throws to second. Gets Tracy out at second base on the fielder's choice. Can't turn the double play. So 2 outs for Ben Burbach, with Jake Jensen now at first base. Jensen comes set, or Pankinen comes set, I'm sorry. And Burbach takes first pitch high for ball 1. One ball, no strikes on the batter. Pankinen's pitch, Burbach looks like he held up. Oh, they did appeal, and he did go around, so that's a strike on Burbach. So 1 ball, 1 strike on the Vermillion left fielder, Ben Burbach. Burbach takes that pitch up high for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pankinen, the lefty, set to deliver. And Burbach hits a line drive to the right fielder. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Good piece of hitting there for Burbach. Take that pitch to right field. So with Burbach at first, Jensen's at second, and the first baseman for Vermillion, Clayton Sorensen. We'll see if he can move those runners around a little bit. Sorensen struck out swinging last at bat as he's set to take the first pitch from Pankinen with runners on first and second. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Again, Sorensen trying to tie this game up with a base hit. Takes a pitch outside, down and out for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-0 pitch comes in from Pankinen, and Sorensen takes that pitch up high for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes for the number 8 hitter for Vermillion, Clayton Sorensen. And that pitch is low for ball 4. That'll load the bases for Vermillion. So with the bases loaded for Vermillion, the center fielder, Reese Profrock, will step in and see what he can do. Pitch from Pankinen comes in for strike. Strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. Profrock working out of the windup now with the bases loaded. Delivers ball 1. Little high, little out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Jensen on third base, Burbach on second, and Sorensen on first to load the bases for Vermillion as Profrock takes ball 2 up high. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Profrock set to deliver. Catches the outside corner for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Pankinen's pitch is low and outside. Catcher does a good job getting out there and keeping that thing in play. So we have bases loaded, full count. Runners will be on the move here on the pitch. Runner on third base has got to kind of be careful that he doesn't get a line drive coming down the line. Reese Profrock takes ball 4, and that'll tie the ball game. That scores Jensen from third base. Burbach moves to third base. Sorensen to second, and that puts Profrock on first base. And Coach Miller for Dell Rapids is going to take a mound visit. We'll see if he's out there trying to settle Braden down or if he's going to make a pitching change. It looks like Coach Miller is going to leave pitcher in the ball game. Set the stage here. We have Ben Burbach on third base, Sorensen on second base, Reese Profrock on first base. Bases loaded are for Vermillion with the leadoff hitter and second baseman Willis Robertson looking to take the lead or give Vermillion the lead with the base hit. Robertson takes strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. Again, we're in the bottom of the third inning, and bases are loaded. Robertson fouls off. Pitch for strike 2. Count moves to 0-2 on the batter Robertson. Pankinen would really like to get out of this inning with this pitch right here if he could. Robertson hits a ground ball to the third baseman who charges it, throws across to the first baseman, comes off the base, but catches it and makes a tag on Robertson. That'll end the inning. Nice play by the third baseman there coming in to get that ball. Wasn't hit real hard, charged it, gathered himself, threw a strike to first base for out number 3. Well, after 3 innings, we have a tie ball game between Vermillion and Dell Rapids. We'll be back in a minute.
Productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back to Gregory for the fourth inning between Dell Rapids and Vermillion in the State B Senior Legion Baseball Tournament. Leadoff hitter for Dell Rapids, Braden Pankonen. I think I've been saying his name wrong previously, but I think we'll correct that. Braden Pankonen fouls one back for strike one. Braden now in to do the pitching for Dell Rapids. I believe he now has 28 pitches, if I heard the announcement right, in between innings. If I can catch those pitch announcements, I will try to keep you up to date as Pankonen fouls another one out of play down the third base line for an 0-2 count. Jake Jensen still pitching for Vermillion. Big left-hander. And Pankonen hits a line drive into center field for a base hit. So Pankonen, reaches base for the second time today. Reached base on an error the first inning. Popped out to the shortstop in the second inning, and now he's on base with a base hit this fourth inning for Jack Henry. Jack Henry was a starting pitcher for Dell Rapids. Relieved by Pankonen. Jack takes ball one up high. Jensen picks over to first base. Pankonen back. Jensen's pitch. Henry takes it high and outside for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, Braden Pankonen on first base for Dell Rapids with Jack Henry at the plate. And Jack hits a hard ground ball just foul down the third baseline, just outside the third base bag. So we have 2 balls and 1 strike on the batter, Henry. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. Jensen with the pitch. Henry takes it outside for ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. Henry takes that pitch inside for ball 4. Which will send Pankonen down to second base. Henry will go to first base. So nobody out here in the top of the second inning for the left fielder for Dell Rapids, Dylan Mathis. Mathis takes that first pitch for a ball. Again, Jensen delivers. Mathis offers at it. Pops it out foul down the first baseline, out of play. Count is 1-1 on the batter, Mathis. Again, runners on first and second for Dell Rapids. Jake Jensen pitches. Strike 2, swinging. We have 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter, Dylan Mathis. Dylan is now the Dell Rapids left fielder. Jensen delivers. Mathis hits a ground ball at shortstop. Shortstop makes a play. Throws to second, gets Henry out at second base, and just a little bit late at first base. So Mathis reaches first base on a fielder's choice. Henry is out at second, so there's one out in the top of the fourth inning. Pankonen moves to third base, so runners on first and third with Will Jayton, the second baseman for Dell Rapids. Jayton bunts, and nobody covers first base. Great bunt, and the second baseman was just late getting over to first base. That'll score a run for Dell Rapids. Again, Dell Rapids executing with runners on first and third in back-to-back innings. That moves Mathis over to second base, and Jayton will be at first base. Dell Rapids now leads 6-5. Still one out in the top of the fourth inning for the batter, C.J. Smith, who hits a ground ball to third base, a soft ground ball to third base. Third baseman kind of lets it come to him and makes the throw to first, but it's a little bit late. So C.J. Smith beats that play out. And that'll load the bases for Dell Rapids. Dell Rapids is in business again. With bases loaded in the top of the fourth inning, Dell Rapids catcher Trice Eastman will try to add to the Dell's lead. Again, it looks like Vermillion's going to play back and try to roll two here. Jensen's pitch is in there for strike one. Jensen gets set to deliver with bases loaded. Eastman hits it's a soft ground ball which ends up foul down the third base line, and that'll bring the count to 0-2 on the batter Eastman. Again, bases loaded, one out, top four. Trice Eastman trying to tack on for Dell Rapids. Eastman hits a hard ground ball, third baseman. Third baseman comes home. And he's safe. Dylan Mathis beats the throw to home, and he scores on the fielder's choice, which will keep bases loaded for Dell Rapids for Aiden Beckler, who's playing third base. So one out for Aiden Beckler, the third baseman for Dell Rapids, in the top of the fourth. Beckler hits another ground ball, soft ground ball down the third baseline, foul. Third baseman picks it up, throws it back to the pitcher, Jensen. Count goes to 0-1. Bases loaded for Dell Rapids. One out, top of the fourth inning. Pitch from Jensen. Beckler fouls it back. Count goes 0-2. On the Dell Rapids third baseman. Jensen gets set to deliver, and he hits a ground ball to the third baseman, who fields it, touches his bag, throws it over to first for a double play. Great play by the Vermillion third baseman, Connor Saunders, to end the inning. So Dell Rapids scores 2 runs in the top of the fourth inning to take the lead 7-5, and we'll head to the bottom of the fourth in 1 minute.
Black Hills State University provides the opportunity to explore careers with more than 125 programs of study. With quality programs and passionate faculty, you can find the path to a career of your dreams. While exploring academic options, find adventure that awaits for you in the beautiful wilderness surrounding Spearfish. Get involved in one of the many clubs on campus. Learn to lead and gain the knowledge that puts you above the rest. Apply now at bhsu.edu.
Bruns Market is your small hometown grocery store, located in Berks Main Street. Bringing our best to you is our store slogan, and we intend to do just that. We have a full-service market that includes fresh meat and produce. Our deli will slice your meats and cheeses fresh upon your request. We also have dairy and frozen departments along with some bakery items. We'll help you with all of your grocery needs, which includes checking your items out and carrying them out to your car. No self-checkouts here. We also do deliveries. Stop in and check us out while we check your groceries out.
Shop local with
All right, back in Gregory for the bottom of the fourth inning in the State B Senior Legion baseball tournament. Dell Rapids scored 2 runs in the top of the fourth to take a 7-5 lead over Vermillion. Vermillion will send up Connor Saunders to lead off the top or the bottom of the fourth inning. I just heard that the Vermillion pitcher Jake Jensen is at 73 pitches. I do know this pitching rule that you get 105 pitches in maximum in one inning or in one game. So it looks like Coach Heisinger is going to ride out Jake Jensen as long as he keeps throwing strikes. It looks like, but we'll see what happens in the top of the next inning. Still has a few to throw. As the throw goes down to second base, we'll start the bottom of the fifth inning with Connor Saunders, the Vermillion third baseman. Again, Braden Pankonen doing the pitching now for Dell Rapids. He relieved Jack Henry as Pankonen gets set to deliver in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch is strike number 1. Saunders is 1 for 2 on the day. He flew out to the left fielder his first at bat and ended up with a base hit his second at bat. And he will take that pitch inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Saunders hits just a soft fly ball taken by the shortstop Henry for out number 1. So 1 out. In the bottom of the 7th, that brings up number 1, Jack Kratz, who's playing shortstop for Vermillion. Again, Vermillion in the Stars and Stripes tops. As Kratz takes strike 1. Pankonen gets set to deliver just outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter, Jack Kratz. Kratz takes a pitch inside the inside corner for strike number 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kratz. Pankonen throwing well right now. And Kratz hits that one hard. That's going to get over the center fielder's head. Kratz hits that one hard on a line. The center fielder really didn't have much of a chance. It was right at him. Tough play, but he hustled after it and gets the ball in as Kratz ends up with a stand-up double. Again, hard hit ball, tough play for a center fielder. That's a tough read off the bat. Did the best he could. So Kratz is at second base. Charlie Ward, the Vermillion right fielder, cleanup hitter, steps in. Looking to get Kratz home this inning. First pitch to Charlie Ward stays low for ball 1. Again, 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning, as Ward takes the pitch for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Excuse me if I've been saying the bottom of the 5th. I don't remember, but it is the bottom of the 4th inning. Pankonen comes set. Ward takes it high for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dell Rapids right fielder digs in, hits a deep shot in the gap between the left center gap, and that ends up with a ground rule double. Bounces over the fence for Ward. Ward tagged that one. Ground rule double. He trades places with Jack Kratz. That scores Kratz. Makes it a 7-6 ball game. That ball was hit hard. And like I said earlier, the wind is blowing out, and the balls are carrying tonight. So he hit that hard. There was a chance that thing was going to get out, but ground rule double for Charlie Ward. Now stepping into the batter's box is TJ Tracy, looking to score Ward and tie this ball game up with 1 out. Tracy hits a foul ball back out of play for strike 1. Tracy takes that pitch for strike 2, and I don't know if you can see it, but just in the right center gap, the American flag out there is not moving. But if you can see up on top of the butte straight away, there is definitely a breeze once the ball gets up in the air, as Tracy hits a liner to the right fielder who makes a catch for out number 2. So that'll keep Kratz at second base with the line out for Tracy, and the pitcher for Vermillion, Jake Jensen, will step in. See if he can help himself out here a little bit. Again, as I was saying, this field kind of sits down a little bit up in the air, up on top of the buttes. The wind is blowing out. The field in center field, or the flag in center field here, looks like it's fairly still, but again, that ball's carrying, and you get one up in the wind, it might go tonight. So Jake Jensen swings at that one for strike 1, with Charlie Ward at second base. 2 out, bottom of the 4th inning. Jensen takes that one inside. We have a throw down to second base from Eastman. A little bit late as Ward hustles back to second, comes in safely. Braden Pankonen working out of the stretch. Comes set to Jake Jensen. Jake Jensen with a line drive to the center field. I thought that might be a gapper, but center fielder got a great jump on that ball and made a great play to retire the side for Vermillion. So great play by the center fielder, Mason Stubby, to end the inning. And after 4 complete innings, got a great ball game here. Dell Rapids 7, Vermillion 6, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
And Gregory Building Centers, your hometown hardware stores, specializing in everything from finding the right drill bit to building your dream home. The crew at Burke and Gregory Building Centers take pride in customer service and are always available to help with any project, big or small. They offer top-of-the-line flooring and cabinetry, a large inventory of rental items, quality Pittsburgh paint, and so much more. Follow them on Facebook and shop online anytime at bgbuildingcenter.com.
Your local cooperative has a new name. CHS Northern Plains and CHS Midwest Cooperative have joined together to better serve you under the new name CHS River Plains. You gain more options and more value with access to global markets and a powerful supply chain. And you can do more every day using inputs delivered by a team who knows what you need when you need it. Visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in today and let us help you own every day.
All right, back in action here at the Gregory City Ballpark at the State B American Legion Baseball Tournament. We do have a pitching change for Vermillion as number 22, Ben Burbach, is now the pitcher. It looks like Jake Jensen is going to first base, excuse me. And I'm not sure where the first baseman Sorensen went, but we'll try to get things straightened out here. All right, now stepping into bat to lead off the top of the 5th inning for Dell Rapids is the right fielder Joe Rechtenbaugh. So the first pitch from Ben Burbach is fouled off, out of play for strike 1. Counts 0-1 on the batter Rechtenbaugh as Burbach delivers pitch number 2. Curveball stays outside for a ball. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch stays low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on the batter Rechtenbaugh. Rechtenbaugh is 1 for 2 on the day. He flew out to the center fielder and reached on a base hit his second time up. So he's 1 for 2 on the day, 1 for 2 on the tournament. Hits a line drive out to center field. Center fielder comes in and makes a great diving catch. Holy cow, that was a great play by the Vermillion center fielder. I believe that's Reese Profrock out there. We're seeing some defense tonight, and these guys are laying it all on the line. So they know how important this first win is in this game to get in the winner's bracket. It just makes things a little easier on your pitching and the team in general. So again, great defensive play by I believe it was Profrock for out number 1. So with 1 out, Mason Stubby hits a ground ball to the shortstop. The shortstop makes a great play. Deep in the hole, just couldn't get enough on the throw to throw out Stubby. So Stubby reaches on a base hit. And that brings us back to the top of the order with Braden Pankonen, the Dell Rapids leadoff hitter. Steps in with 1 out. Mason Stubby on first base. Top of the 5th inning. Dell's looking to add to the 7-6 lead, and Pankonen attempts a bunt and misses for strike 1. Again, we have Stubby at first base, Pankonen in the batter's box, and they've got Stubby picked off. And Stubby gets caught in a rundown, and he is out at first base. That will get ruled a 1-3-4-3 to pick Stubby off and out number 2. Well, that clears the bases for Dell Rapids. Count is 0-1 for Pankonen. Looking to help himself out as he's the Dell Rapids pitcher. He fouls 1 off. Count is 0-2. That was a great pickoff move by Burbach. Combination of that, and the runner was stealing. Looked like he was going on first movement and just guessed wrong. And that happens sometimes. Pitch comes in from Burbach. Pankonen takes it outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Also, by the way, we had the opening ceremony before the game today as Pankonen hits a fly ball, a little liner out to right field, just drops in there for a base hit. We had the opening ceremonies before this game today. All 8 teams were introduced and they lined the baselines. We had the color guard present the colors from the Gregory Hutchison Post 6. We had beautiful national anthem by Keeley and Cadence Klein. A little story behind that. I'll get to this first. Their brother Jacob and stepbrother AJ threw out the first pitches. Their dad Randy recently passed away. And now we have Pankonen caught in a rundown between first and second. So the ball came in, catcher throws down to first base and gets Pankonen in a rundown, but he ends up getting back to first base. Getting back to our pregame ceremony. Randy Klein, longtime baseball supporter and softball lover and coach and just a great overall guy, recently passed away from cancer, and Cadence and Keeley sang a beautiful national anthem. Jake and AJ got to throw out the first pitch. All 4 did a fantastic job. Our hearts are with the Klein family as they go through a tough time. But we all know Randy has the best seat in the house right now. All right, back to action. We've got 1 ball and 1 strike. To the batter, Jack Henry. That pitch bounces and ricochets off the catcher's glove and actually goes out of play over the backstop for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Jack. Pankonen goes down to second on the ball that goes out of play. So 2 outs with Pankonen at second base. Jack Henry, now playing shortstop for Dell Rapids, steps in. Takes the 2-1 pitch inside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, pitcher now for Vermillion is Ben Burbach. He relieved Jake Jensen. Burbach's pitch is high and outside for ball 4. So Henry goes to first base on the walk. And that brings up Dylan Mathis, the Dell Rapids left fielder. Again, he is trying to add on to the Dell Rapids lead, which is at 7-6 right now in the top of the 5th inning. Cars keep trickling into the outfield. Outfield is filling up in anticipation for our last game of the evening. As Burbach delivers, Mathis hits a fly ball to the right fielder, high fly ball. The right fielder, Ward, catches it for out number 3. Again, that ball just kept carrying, caught it about 15 feet in front of the right field fence, which will retire the side. And that will take us to the bottom of the 5th inning with Dell Rapids up 7-6. And we'll be back in 1 minute.
Coach's Lawn Service is partnered with RG Sprinklers to be your complete full-service lawn maintenance company. Their team is up for every job, managing projects with the skill and experience their clients expect. Services include fertilizer, weed control, yard cleanup, residential and commercial mowing, and lawn sprinkler services, dethatching, overseeding, aerating, and backyard mosquito control. For free estimates, call Rich at 605-481-0131 or Gene at 605-830-0012.
Dakota Auto Care at 112 West 5th Street in Gregory, South Dakota is a Napa Auto Care center using quality Napa parts to perform high-quality diagnostics and repair services on all foreign and domestic automobiles. All technicians employed are ASE certified. Jason and the crew are dedicated to customer satisfaction and maintain the highest standards of the automotive service profession. For all your automotive repairs, call 605-835-8866, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. Dakota Auto Care is a proud supporter of all Gregory Gorilla and Lady Gorilla activities.
Eklund Tax.
All right, back in action here at the Gregory City Ballpark. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning with Dell Rapids leading Vermillion 7-6. Good ball game. Great defense. Pretty good pitching. Dell Rapids starter Jack Henry pitched into the 2nd inning, I believe, and then was relieved by the man who's pitching now, Braden Pankonen. Pankonen has done a nice job in relief. Vermillion pitcher Jake Jensen was relieved in the last inning, so he threw 4 innings. And Ben Burbach comes in, throws a nice inning in relief, and that gets us into the bottom of the 5th inning with Dell's up 7-6. Ben Burbach, Vermillion pitcher, will lead us off here as the throw goes down to second base. All right, Braden Pankonen set to deliver pitch number 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning as Burbach takes the first pitch for ball 1, down and in. Second pitch from Pankonen stays up high for ball 2, 2-0 on your batter Burbach. Pankonen, the lefty, finds the strike zone on that pitch. Count goes to 2-1 on the batter Burbach. Again, Vermillion looking to get runners on base here. Set the plate a little bit. That pitch stays outside. Looks like Burbach is staying patient here. Good at bat. As Pankonen toes the rubber, winds up, delivers strike 2. Full count on Ben Burbach, the Vermillion pitcher. Burbach hits a high fly ball in the left field gap. Center field looks like he's going to take that. Yes, he does for out number 1. So Burbach flies out to the center fielder for out number 1. That'll bring up Clayton Sorensen. And Sorensen is now playing left field for Vermillion. Sorensen takes called strike from the left-hander's batter's box. He gets set for pitch number 2. That stays up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Vermillion left fielder, Clayton Sorensen. Again, we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dell Rapids 7, Vermillion 6. Sorensen offers at that for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sorensen. A little bit of a difference in pitchers here. Jack Henry looked like both left-handers, but Jack threw a little harder. Braden a little bit more finesse as he strikes out Sorensen for out number 2. So 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. The center fielder, Reese Profrock, steps into the right-handed batter's box. He takes ball 1 low. Conan's pitch stays inside for ball 2 on the Vermillion center fielder Profrak. Profrak takes that pitch. It's a strike. Catches the outside corner for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. That pitch stays up and out for ball 3. Again, we have a beautiful night here in Gregory. It's going to cool down tonight. Wind blowing out a little bit. Baseball field's in great shape as Profrak takes that 3-1 pitch for ball 4. So that is Profrak's 3rd walk of the game. And that'll set the stage for Willis Robertson, the Vermillion second baseman. Willis has walked twice and grounded out. Once he's 0 for 1 on the day as Profrak tries to pick off, or excuse me, Pankonen tries to pick off Profrak. Profrak back in there safely. Pankonen's pitch, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. Again, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Vermillion trying to tie this ball game up. Pankonen's pitch, Profrak's on the run, and he steals second base. Got a great jump. Catcher didn't have much of a chance on that one. It's pretty tough to get a great jump on a left-handed pitcher, but Profrak got a great jump and is in there safely at second base. So we're 0-2 on Robertson. Robertson looking to get Profrak home. Robertson fouls that one. Catcher can't hang on. Still stays 0-2. Profrak takes his lead off second base. Pankonen strikes out Robertson. Robertson thought that pitch was a little bit high, I think. Umpire didn't think so, as Pankonen gets out of this one with a backwards K. And that will take us to the top of the 6th with Dell Rapids leading Vermillion 7-6. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Service located at 323 Main Street in Gregory, South Dakota, is available for all your tax preparations. Mark Eklund has been a staple in the Gregory community for many years and wants to help you and your business have success by specializing in all types of bookkeeping. Eklund Tax can take care of any agricultural, retail, or personal bookkeeping or tax preparation. Call Mark at Eklund Tax today at 605-835-9665.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
We've got a hit.
All right, welcome back to Gregory for the bottom of the 6th inning between Dell Rapids and Vermillion in the State B American Legion Baseball Tournament. Just to set the stage a little bit from earlier today, Winter Cologne defeated Humboldt Hartford 8-7 in a very good ball game. And Redfield defeated Millbank 16-1. So the winner of this game will take on winner Cologne. And Redfield will take on the winner of our last game. So bottom of the 6th inning. Ben Burbach, the pitcher for Vermillion. We've got ball one on the batter, Will Jayton, who takes the second pitch for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Will. Will is now playing second base for Dell Rapids. Will hits a ground ball to the second baseman, who takes it, scoops it up, throws it to first base for out number 1. Good job by the second baseman. I believe that's Robertson. Coming in hard to get that ground ball, just like you're supposed to. Sets his feet, makes a nice easy throw over to first base. Out number 1. That brings up CJ Smith, Dell Rapids first baseman. CJ hits a ground ball to the third baseman. Third baseman fields it, tosses it across the diamond for out number 2. Great play by the third baseman, Connor Saunders, to retire Smith. That's a long throw from third base to first base. If you haven't played third base ever, it's a tough throw. So that's not easy. He made a great play, made that one look easy. Trice Eastman, the Dell Rapids catcher, takes ball 1 from Burbach. Burbach working out of the windup, toes the rubber. Burbach delivers, curveball for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Burbach pitches in. Eastman hits a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop Jake Kratz comes in and gets it, fires across the diamond to retire the side for out number 3. Quick inning for Burbach. That's what you want as a pitcher. He had 7 or 8 pitches that inning, not quite for sure, but that's what you want. Low pitches, make the hitters hit it, let your fielders make plays, get you out of inning. So we are going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Dell Rapids leads 7-6. We'll be back in 1 minute.
History of serving you. A history of family-owned community banking that goes back over 100 years. We grew up here. We're local. And local ownership means local decisions. It means our products are tailored to meet local needs. We take pride in our support of many local organizations and encourage community growth through charitable contributions and employee involvement. First Fidelity Bank, member FDIC. First-class banking on a first-name basis.
Gregory Lane's Restaurant and Lounge, Main Street, Gregory, is a proud supporter of all Gregory Gorilla and Lady Gorilla school activities. Stop in before, during, or after the game and let Bubba and his crew serve you from their large selection of your favorite food and beverage items, including their delicious handmade pizzas. Don't forget the bowling alley is always open for your league bowling, kids' parties, or family get-togethers. Gregory Lane's wishes all the student athletes best of luck this year in all your school activities.
All right, we are back for the bottom of the 6th inning in the State B American Legion Baseball Tournament. Dell Rapids leads Vermillion 7-6. Good baseball game so far. Great defense. Good pitching. As Dell Rapids pitcher Braden Pankonen finishes up his warm-up pitches. Connor Saunders, the Vermillion third baseman, will be our leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 6th inning. All right, Connor Saunders steps in to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning as Braden Pankonen comes back out for this inning. He took over in the 2nd inning for Dell Rapid starter Jack Henry. Braden's first pitch is a foul ball down the 3rd baseline. Saunders got out in front of that one a little bit, fouls it off down the 3rd baseline. Pankonen's pitch taken for a strike by Saunders. Count is 0-2. Saunders with the count 0-2. Hits a ground ball deep in the hole. Shortstop Jack Henry gets a glove on it, but cannot make a play. Another tough play. That would have been a backhander. Would have been a tough throw to get Saunders out at first base. So Saunders reaches first base with the base hit. Saunders 2 for 4 on the day. So Saunders on first base. Shortstop Jack Kratz will step in. Jack bats left-handed. He's a right-hander, throws right-handed. Does a great job at shortstop. Made a nice play to end the inning last inning. And he fouls one out of play down the 3rd baseline. Jack is 1 for 3 on the day. Reached base on a double last inning. Had a fielder's choice his first at bat and flew out to the shortstop in the 2nd inning. Jack takes pitch for called strike, counts 0-2. With Connor Saunders at first base, Jack Kratz fouls one down the 1st baseline. Coach Miller made a great play down there, but then he throws it away. So Coach Miller gets an error on that throw. But nothing hurt for Dell Rapids. Dell Rapids up 7-6, bottom of the 6th inning. 2 strikes on Kratz. Pankonen picks over to first base. Saunders is back in there. Good move, had him leaning a little bit. Coach Miller just wants to check on Braden's pitch count here. I believe the official book said 77 pitches right now for Braden. Again, I'm not sure the rules as far as number of pitches and rest days and all those things as Kratz hits a line shot foul down the 1st baseline. Still is 0-2 on Kratz. Connor Saunders, Vermillion 3rd baseman. At first base, Pankonen comes set and delivers, and he hits Kratz with the hit by pitch. That'll put Kratz on first base. Vermillion has runners on 1st and 2nd, and looks like Dell Rapids is going to make a pitching change. Looks like 2nd baseman Will Jayton will come in to pitch. And I just heard the announcement that Pankonen ended with 79 pitches, so those of you keeping track and know the pitch count rules, there you go. 79 pitches for Braden Pankonen. So Will Jayton will come into pitch. Braden Pankonen, sorry. Looks like he's going to center field. We'll try to catch you up to speed with the other position changes as we see them going on here. So it looks like CJ Smith is going back to second base. Joe Rechtenbaugh is going back to first base.
Panconi will go out into center field. So for Dell Rapids post 65, they have now made 3 pitching changes.
And Mason Stubby looks like he's going to go to right field. So I think that's our defensive lineup. Pankonen in center field, Jack Henry at short, Matheson left field, Jayton, and doing the pitching now, C.J. Smith at second base, Trice Eastman catching, Aiden Beckler at third base, Joe Rechtenbaugh back at first base, and Mason Stubby in right field. I think that's it, and we are back in action here with runners on first and second for Vermillion. Jack Kratz just got hit by a pitch, so he's on first base. Connor Saunders on second. Charlie Ward is up to bat, the Vermillion right fielder, with the new pitcher, Will Jayton, set to deliver his first pitch of the tournament. His first pitch is a strike on Charlie Ward. Del Rapids 7, Vermillion 6. Bottom of the 6th, so getting late. Vermillion would love to do something here in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch is a pass ball back to the backstop, and both runners will move up a base. Saunders at third base, Jack Kratz at second base. Charlie Ward looking for a base hit. That would probably give Vermillion the lead. Dells has their infield playing in. They're going to cut this run down as Charlie Ward takes that pitch for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, the infield in for Del Rapids, looking to cut the run down at home. Pitch comes in for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike on the batter, Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward takes the pitch, ball 4. That loads the bases for Vermillion. Kind of just what you want to do if you're Vermillion with pitching changes. Be patient, make those relief pitchers come in and throw strikes in a tough situation. And Charlie Ward has a good at-bat, ends up on first base with the walk. So that loads the bases. Again, Del Rapids defense in. They're going to try to cut the runner down at home. We have TJ Tracy, the Vermillion catcher, stepping in, and he takes a pitch for strike 1. TJ Tracy is 1 for 3 on the day as he takes ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. As he awaits the pitch, and he swings and misses for strike 2. Again, bases loaded for Vermillion, threatening here in the bottom of the 6th inning. TJ Tracy wants to break this, wants to put them in the lead. It's a pass ball. It's gonna score a run. As Saunders comes in to score on the pass ball to tie this game up, 7-7. All runners will advance, and we've got a 2-2 count on TJ Tracy. So Jack Kratz is at third base, Charlie Ward at second, and TJ Tracy up to bat. TJ Tracy hits a hard fly ball out to center field. Oh my gosh, what a great play by Braden Pankonen. That ball, again, that's the tough one. The ball's hit right at him. It's going over his head. I can't even explain how he caught it. He reached over his head. Ball was already past him. He catches it. What a great play by Pankonen. Gets the ball in. Vermillion scores 1 on the sacrifice fly to take an 8-7 lead. So Tracy out on the sacrifice fly. Looks like Dell Rapids is going to appeal the tag at second base. Umpires say he tagged up. So Charlie Ward is at third base. 2 runs in for Vermillion. And Jake Jensen, who was the starting pitcher for this game, is now up to bat with 1 out. Jake takes the first pitch for a ball just inside. Jensen awaits pitch number 2 from Will. Jensen hits a high fly ball to center field. Looks like Pankonen is going to make that play. Runner tags at third base. And Charlie Ward is going to score on the sacrifice fly by Jake Jensen. So Vermillion now has a 9-7 lead with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Great hitting by Vermillion. Had bases loaded, had 2 back-to-back sacrifice flies, scored all 3 runs. That's how you win baseball games. We have just a pitch goes ball 1, goes back to the backstop. Ben Burbach, your batter. 1-0 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Vermillion now leading 9-7. As Ben Burbach takes the pitch for called strike. 1-1 on Burbach, who is now doing the pitching for Vermillion. Takes that pitch outside. 2 balls and 1 strike for Ben. Ben hits a pop fly. Looks like Pankonen has a bead on it out in center field. Takes it for out number 3. But not before Vermillion scores 3 big runs to take the lead, 9-7, going into the last inning, the top of the 7th inning. Don't go away, folks. This is going to be a good one. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Are all those hard-working years in the field and around cattle starting to catch up with you? If you're like a lot of farmers and age is catching up with you, even climbing into the cab of that old tractor is getting harder. Well, Grossenberg Implement is here to help you out. All this week, they have an 8% discount on step kits this week. That could really help these aging bones. Stop into any of their 8 locations and save on step kits now. Grossenberg Implement, 85 years of helping you around the home and farm.
Are you confident that you have the right products for your field? Contact Sherm Gucci with Hogemeyer, the right seed. Sherm will help you select the right products for your acres, corn, soybeans, alfalfa, and sorghum. If world-class genetics and a seed rep with an unwavering commitment is important to you, go with Sherm Gucci and Hogemeyer, the right seed. Phone 402-760-2172.
Feel more confident.
All right, we are back for the top of the 7th inning at the Class B American Legion State Baseball Tournament. Looks like we have a pitching change for Vermillion. Willis Robinson is going to come in to pitch. And it looks like Ben Burbach is going to go back to second base after a great relief pitching performance by Ben. So, top of the 7th inning. Dell Rapids needs 2 to stay alive. Aiden Beckler, the third baseman, steps in, hits a high pop fly to center field. Center fielder takes it for the catch, out number 1. So with 1 out, first baseman Joe Rechtenbaugh steps in, trying to get something started for Dell Rapids in the top of the 7th inning here. Robertson's first pitch to Rechtenbaugh is up high for ball 1. Swing and the miss by Rechtenbaugh. Brings the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. Rechtenbaugh takes pitch for a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the big first baseman for Dell Rapids. Willis Robertson now in to pitch for Vermillion, and Rechtenbaugh hits a line drive over the third baseman's head out to left field, and he is on with a single. Just what Dell Rapids needed. They need base runners, and that's the first one. So that brings up the tying run to the plate. Looks like we have a pinch hitter, number 2, Braden Fursdahl, and Robertson picks off Rechtenbaugh at first base. Caught him leaning, picked him off for out number 2. Wow, that happened quickly. Well, with 2 outs, and pinch hitter Braden Fursdahl, who is now not the tying runner, trying to reach base to set the plate or set the table for Braden Pankonen to keep them alive in this game. All right, so we're back in action. Braden Fursdahl, pinch hitting, takes strike number 1 for Dell Rapids. So 0-1 on the batter Fursdahl, who is pinch hitting for Mason Stubby. With 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning, Vermillion leading 9-7. Willis Robertson's pitch. Fursdahl pops one back out of play for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on the batter Fursdahl. Dell Rapids with Fursdahl trying to stay alive here. 0-2 pitch by Robertson. Fursdahl stays alive, fouls it off down the first base line. Again, the count 0-2 on the batter Fursdahl, who's pinch hitting in this inning. Takes one outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter. A little tougher position here. Maybe not quite as tough to come in and pinch hit with 1 out with the runner on base, but now with 2 outs and nobody on base, tough position. Looks like Fursdahl hits a high pop fly to center field. Center fielder's under it, and he takes it for out number 3. And that will be the ball game, folks. Vermillion comes back to win it 9-7. Great baseball game, great pitching, great defense. Both teams, you can tell, are well coached, and unfortunately someone had to lose that game. So Vermillion moves on. Vermillion will play Winter Cologne tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Dell Rapids will now turn around and play Millbank tomorrow, probably around 12:30. So Dell Rapids defeated by Vermillion 9-7. Both teams shaking hands, showing good sportsmanship. Vermillion advancing in the winner's bracket. That will set the stage for tonight's game. Again, Gregory County versus Platte Geddes. Both teams very familiar with each other. And we will see you back here in approximately a half an hour.